Hello, welcome to Akihabara. I am Goiru. Today is your guide for bike taxi tour. Today's driver is Miss Dan. Before start the tour, let me share some rules of this. First, please stay at your seat for your safety. Second, you can take pictures during the tour. However, please don't take any direct pictures of passengers, as well as girls in mind costume handing out a flyer on the streets. Third, please refrain from posting pictures on SNS if you can see the faces of passengers and girls clear on them. Now, let's start it. What image do you have about Akihabara? An electric town or a mixture of otaku or subculture? Today, I'd like to introduce you attraction of Akihabara through the history and the culture, where you are taking in both the real view around you and the image on the screen in front of you. Please look at the picture on the screen. This is a counter market nearby Akihabara in Edo area from 1603 to 1869. Its market included mixtures houses. It looked like a small town. Move the next picture. Many second-hand kimono shops were lined along Kanda River nearby. It was a center of fashion, just like today's Harajuku. In those days, the predominant means of distribution of goods was water transportation, as there is Kanda River nearby. This area was the longest base. In the Meiji period, the government imitated of modern of Japan and introduced the railway system. Watch a map on the screen. Can you see a blue line? It's Kanda River in traveling direction. The blue square part on the right side is the basis for small ships, where now Yodobashi Akiba building stands. Please look at your left side. There is a small park. It used to be the channel containing the basin and the river. Can you see short pillars made of light brown stone at your lower left? They used to be main pillars of Sakuma Bridge, built over the channel at that time. Goods such as wood and charcoal from Tohoku were transported to Akihabara Freight Station by railway and shipped from there to every place in Tokyo. Later, cars became a main street mode of transportation, and rivers or channels were reclaimed or covered by rules. Thus, the center of Tokyo has completely changed. When GHQ banned on open-air markets in 1948, vendors moved to the place under the elevated Sobe Line Railway, where was offered by Tokyo government and Japan National Railway. This is the origin of present Paris Market, and Akihabara is the electric town. People's life was improved and became more comfortable the more you own, the happier you are. The three Scottish tribals then the new three character words no inequality. Continue. In 1970, the first PC shop was opened. The advent of computers changed Akihabara dramatically. In 1979, Sony released Walkman, the forerunner of Japan brand product featuring miniaturization and high functionality. In 1980s, Made in Japan brand became acknowledged by the world. People from the world visited Akihabara for extreme happenings, and duty-free shops increased. Akihabara's electric town became globally famous. At the same time, PC game devices such as Nintendo game softwares are becoming popular. In 1990s, since a period, PC became widespread repeated. Since 2001, shops aimed at otaku increased rapidly. In 2005, KB48 and Idol Group was formed. It established the new image of idol. The idol cheered and supported by locals. It influenced Japanese show business and gave birth to the new trend which was called idol culture. Akihabara is such a rich ground where new dance and cultures are born. Now some Japanese representatives come from Akihabara. Akihabara never stops evening. Let's see how Akihabara is from now on. In 2000, Tokyo government issued Tokyo Plan 2000 and Tokyo government related development. You will see the letters ATRE1 1 on the building just in front of you. Step on here, you will relax. Now you are in Akihabara. On the left hand, in the Akihabara Radio Kaikan, the most well-known landmark in Akihabara with a big yellow sign. If you took a look at the shops inside, you can tell what are now in Akihabara. There is a very birthplace of pizza in Japan, where NEC sold the first microcomputer kit named TK Heyday in 1976. Present Radio Kaikan hosts many pop computer shops representing Akihabara. Let me introduce some of them. Please watch the screen. The first shop is Card Love, a shop of Toyota or trending car. There are Toyota station and enjoy space. At Toyota station, many trending cars are displayed in volleys. From a few dozens of n to tens of thousands of n, the difference is apparent. This difference tells you the need for card, order, and the popular of each card. This is a dual space. You may have a chance to watch a head match here. Trading card game was originally created in the US. The first game made in Japan was the Pokemon card game in 1996. Later, anime Pokemon was produced and became popular. It often happens, and popular card games develop into other fields. Popular trading card games have many players all over the world, including professionals. Move on to next shop, also on the 7th floor, a shop of dolls. Doll shops offer parts and items to assemble only one doll in the world for your own. You can choose anime character-like face or realistic face with eyeballs. Dolls have fans of wide range from otaku who love anime character to lovers or artists doll. Dolls are enjoying posing their ball-jointed dolls, changing clothes and bras of them. While some others make clothes for their dolls, many come to Azon for surprising exchange and fine dresses, accessory and small items. Next is the art stop on the 2nd floor. This is a shop of the showcase service. Very familiar business in Akihabara. You can rent a showcase in the shop and display and sell whatever you like using that place. You pay rental-free months and sales commission to the shop. In Akihabara, however expensive, you will pay for what you really want, and whatever will sell if it has need. Lastly, let's see the Akiba, a gift shop on the ground floor. You can buy the goods with Akihabara-ish character on them and goods in season, as well as popular sweets among foreign visitors. Look at your right side. Inside of the building is parts market, where the street vendors moved after the war. There is no other place in the world where electric parts and developed shops concretely like this. Everybody enjoys marking things by hand. That contributes to the technology development of Japan. One thing you can't miss here is the first Sony Walkman TPS L2. It is the memorable format of Japan brand product printing. Two small Shinto are placed here. You see a lot of duty-free store buildings around the station. In front of you is Chuo Central Street. This is the main street of Akihabara with the very image of a maker of otaku. Now coming into view in traveling direction is Banseibashi Bridge over Kanda River. Once there was a Banseibashi station there, please watch the screen. The first Banseibashi station was built in 1912. Designed by Tatsunoki Jingo, the famous tractor who also ran Tokyo Station. It was a beautiful building in Tatsuno style by white bands, red brick and quartz. Now Tokyo Keisokuki Land is coming into view on your left right. This is a store special in Miyashiro. In 2011, after the Great East Japan accreditation counters and automated were in great demand and out of stock, and so are thermosens or oximeters these days. Next is a bar gauge, which is run by Toyo Keisoki. How about a glass of drink with delicious food in season? All the gauge and meter instruments are on display inside of the bar. Next, let me introduce the so-called I-Do counter in Akihabara. Please look at the screen. On the 7th floor of Pizza building, with a red symbol ahead of your right on the other side of the street, Akihabara's Theater is located. There you can see the performance of popular idol groups such as Kamen Joshi or Mask Girls now on the screen. Speaking of idol group, the most famous one in Akihabara is AKB48. For the past dozen years or so, Akihabara is the town where not only items but also idols are produced. The way internet fans cheat up their idols with shows and performances became well known and popular as odagi, as those fans are called idol otaku. So you will enjoy our experience at Onoden, where we passed by at Chiyo Street. Onoden is a duty-free store and electronics store. Onoden deals not only in products aimed at visitors from foreign countries, but also from Japan. For example, Japanese traditional collection is on the ground floor that introduced the Japanese handwork of high quality. No other shops collect nor display many Japanese traditional craft of high quality as well as wide ground victory at one sector like Onoden. The second and third floor are home appliances section. The fourth floor is pop culture section where all shops deal in pop culture related goods that represent today's Akihabara. By the way, on the ground floor of Onoden building, Akiba TV studio, an open studio from where YouTube station broadcasts Akiba TV. Here you are going to enjoy VR experiences. Welcome back to your real world. How did you enjoy your experiences? The taxi is going toward the back street, where it's always busy with deep otaku and engineers coming and going, and lined with professional special shops which can meet their demands. Now, Kotobukiya has items related to major works of movies, games, and anime, such as Star Wars. It is amazing that two Japanese anime or manga structure and converted perfection into three-dimensional footage. The work has achieved a high degree of perfection. It's impressive that different textures, such as softness of the skin as well as clothes of different materials, are expressed so well. You can see the character of Japanese who always do its eyes and close the eyes, and believe the spirit in everything. Left in front of you is Kotobukiya, and look up right side. Can you see the colorful symbol of Super Potato? Super Potato is the well-known internet video game shop in and out of Japan. This street in front of you is Kanda-Myojishita Street. When you go ahead this street to the left, you will reach Kanda Jinja-sho. Can you see a building across the road with cute pink ribbon and heart-shaped object? That is the mark of at-home cafe. The main cafe you visit in VR video. By the way, do you know esports? Esports is a abbreviation of electric sports and a form of competition using computer games or video games. Esports is not so much familiar in Japan yet. However, its player population is more than 100 million in the world, and in some countries like USA, professional gamers are reckoned to be professional sports players. Softmap Akiba Professional Computer and Toyota Store on your left side has eSports Studio Akiba on the 7th floor. The second building from Softmap is Jijun. Jijun is a gaming machine brand Japanese PC Mark mousy computer. PC Mark was lackluster a few years ago, but recently it is getting successful again. The other is demand for gaming PC with even high specs for esports. If you have no idea about the present video game, please make a visit to Jijun and you're a professional at leading game with total change. The word esports came into use in 2000. In 2011, the first esports Japan Cup was held. Here, I'll give you a quiz. It is very popular in Akihabara, and you see it everywhere. What is it? The answer is gachapon or cassette toy machine. The machine that you insert coins into a suit and turn the lever and pop out a ball made with a toilet inside. On the left-hand side, gachapon icon with yellow symbol is coming into view. Inner walls of gachapon icon are occupied by gachapon machines. Have you ever tried one? Gachapon is very popular among foreign visitors too. What attracts people? First, it's expensive. Second, there are a lot of unique products with good humor, such as rating increase, fruit zombie, too much flexibility to the square of liberty. On the top of that, items are very high quality. Somehow Japanese people are fascinated by elaborately made small things or miniatures. Whatever you get, you will be surprised at their high quality. Be careful, you may spend too much money. You are going to cross Chio Street and turn to the right. You are going to cross Chio Street and turn to the right. You will see Don Quixote building, and your right across the street where AKB48 series is located. By the way, when you hear Akihabara, idol group AKB48 comes to most of the Japanese people. It was formed in 2005 by music producer Yasushi Akimoto, who wanted to create a group of idols you can meet. There are many sister groups of AKB48 not only in Japan but also overseas. In Japan, there are SK48 in Sakai in Nagoya, NMB48 in Namba in Osaka, HKT48 in Hatakata in Fukuoka, NGT48 in Niigata, JKT48 in Jakarta, Indonesia, ML48 in Manila, the Philippines. The Don Quixote, the name of large discount change store. This Akihabara branch is well known as the birthplace of AKB48. By the way, do you know the animation Mobile Suit Gundam? The first series was released in 1979, concluded the same year when Sony Walkman was released. Since then, new series was made one after another to be aired on TV or screened. Really long-running animation workers. Just like Star Wars movies, there are many fans who say they have grown with Gundam series. From 1928 to 1989, Kanda Vegetable and Fruit Market, the biggest one in Japan, was located around here. After the market moved, this area was rebuilt as an IT hub named Crossfield and opened in 2006. On the right side, under the elevated railway, can you find Gundam Cafe? The railway company GRS has been promoting to make a good use of under the elevated railway. The railway company's GRS has been promoting to make a good use of under the elevated railway. All since conception, Akihabara shares its history with the railway which and the attraction of the town lies under the vista. Let's see some interesting shops under the elevated railway. First, Chabara. A variety of foods all over Japan are carefully selected by buyer and gathered here. Next one, Sekibes Akioka, opened in 2019, which always serves you will new discoveries and great buys. At the base where you can shake through, it offers various kinds of shops screening your hobby, a cafe and a hotel. I will show you some shops. Right side is the Hitachi Brewery Tokyo Display, a whiskey display and diner bar. You can enjoy whiskey and craft coffee by made the only world. Watch the screen, please. This is second base, a camera show managed by Sample Camera, which was in 1975. This shop sells many private cameras and interesting lessons. If you bring your own camera, you can try to share a lens to your camera body. Next, Nikova Akihabara shop. It is a shop specializing in pre-owned CDs and records. Uncountable numbers of CDs and records of many different guests are in the shop. Move on next shop, Final Store, directly made by Final, a Japanese earphone and headphone company. Those stylish and high-grade houses brand earphones are worth seeing. Let's see next, Tokyo Video Gamers, a cafe and a bar. It looks like a real game class. You can enjoy playing games and cross here. There is a Akihabara branch of Taiko Japan, a Taiko or Japanese drama school of the largest schools in the world. Then I will tell you the origin of the name of Akihabara. Tokyo frequently had fire since Edo period. Nothing had changed even in Meiji period, and there was a travel fair in 1869. After the fire, the place around here changed to be a fire break. In the space, a Shinto shrine was built and 3 different walls. However, people misunderstood that Akiba Daigogen, a famous deity who prevents fire, was enshrouded. So people called the Shio Akiba-sama and this area Akiba Gogen no Harappa or Akihabara. meaning the field of Akiba Daigogenshire. Hara in Japanese means field or open space. This is the origin of the name Akihabara. Future move. You will see Yodobashi Akiba The front left side of you is Yodobashi Camera, Matimichi Akiba. Yodobashi Camera is a major Japanese retail change station in PC cameras and photographic equipment, and this is the second largest store in Japan, after Umeda store in Osaka. My tour guide friends often say this building has a black hole because some of their guests have disappeared in the building and never come back again. The guests who first could come back a while would say they don't understand why they were late for the meeting time. Now there is an entry to the Tsukuba Express Akihabara station on your right side. Tsukuba Express went into operation in 2005, linking between IT town Akihabara and the Tsukuba Science City in 45 minutes. Now our tour has come to an end. How was the tour? Did you enjoy VR? We are so glad if the tour could cover the action of Akihabara. We could appreciate if you could take a few minutes to fill out a questionnaire before leaving. Thank you for joining the tour. Please come back to Rio Akihabara next time.